Right to Gortat. Short jumper won't go down.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Right. Brown into the front court. Up 6. And he finishes at the rim.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Driving right to the basket. Down the lane to lay it in.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Hey, lock up, lock up. I got it. Trap. Got it. Screen.
To Jaylen Brown. Ah, the monster stuff.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
To Gortat. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
To Cantor. And it's Cantor. He's now 5 for 6.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Screen coming. Drives, but a shot won't go down. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
You know, Ed, so many times we see people flexing on social media in the offseason, but they rarely put in the work, the substance. Not Jaylen Brown. This dude's been putting in the grind every single day in the gym. He's ready.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. To Gortat. Tatum grabs the board. Brown with it up top. Lead stands at 10. Count the bucket for 2.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. These guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Give him 2 points. High percentage.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Ball's controlled by Boston. To Cantor. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Won't go to end a putback slam.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Here's Barea. The deficit now up to 12. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
J.J. Barea at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 79% at the line. 2 for 2 on that trip. To Jaylen Brown. Shot by Tatum won't go. Right with it. His guys trail by 10. Here comes the screen. To Gortat. 5 on the shot clock. Short jumper won't fall.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Mavericks with the possession. The drive, right to the basket. Down to 5 on the 24. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Here comes the screen. For 3.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First one goes down. It's the second. One more coming. Three for 3. Nice. Here's Beret to Lee. Has a chance. It's Cantor with the board. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Okay, look, not everything is going to make it into the scouting report.
Dallas owns the basketball. To Porzingis. Nice pass to set things up.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
To Jaylen Brown. And it's Cantor above the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant.
To Jaylen Brown. Knocked loose. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. And count the basket.
So much about passing is about the pace of the pass. Sometimes you need to dart the pass through the gap. Other times you need to have a feathery touch where you can loft the ball up for your player to dunk the ball. That pace is everything in this game.
To Hardaway. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throws good, a 3-point play, and the lead back down to 12.
Hey, check up, let's go.
To Jaylen Brown. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not that time. He missed it. You've got to get that one to go. Beyond the arc for 3. Can't connect. To Lee. Tim Hardaway Jr. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
To Jaylen Brown. It's the Mavericks right now at the controls. Lee to Seth Curry. Rises for the slam. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To Jaylen Brown.
denied. Oh, big man doing work right there.
Match up, match up, match up.
To Seth Curry. From the painted area, won't go down. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it. Play is stopped. Timeout Boston as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Celtics have it. Pass stolen by the Mavericks.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Tim Hardaway Jr. He's now 4 for 6.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Cantor. And finishes strong.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
To Cantor. Rocking the rim. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
Deep three at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Celtics have the lead. Dallas with the basketballs. We begin the fourth quarter, and I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Walker into the front court. His team on top by 8. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
The okie doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Dallas with the possession. Lee to Hardaway. Tim Hardaway Jr. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. It's an 8-point lead. To Cantor. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Lee with the basketball. His guys down 11. To Seth Curry. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
To Walker. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
They got him in the first round to do exactly that. Make tough shots and help them win games.
Dallas has it. Lee to Hardaway. Probing the defense. Hardaway. That no good. Off the mark. To Marcus Smart. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Short jumper won't go down. To Kemba Walker. It goes down.
The element of surprise on multiple fronts there. Well played.
Lee with the basketball. Down a bundle. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Into the front court, it's Walker. His guys hold a commanding lead. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
New blood coming in for both sides. To Hardaway. Here's a chance from long range. Too much time. Tim Hardaway Jr. He buries the wide open three.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance. They're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
To Hardaway. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Celtics have it. To Walker. Fires the three. Offensive board.
I'll say this, great young talent, but needs to really start making better decisions and protecting the ball.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. To Hardaway. Won't go. Hayward. To Kemba Walker. Lets it fly from long range. Not done yet. Goes to the right side. Walker. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Doesn't get the bounce. Lee with the basketball. His guys down big. To Hardaway. Down. Time for some new personnel into the game. And they call it.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Substitution being made in this one. Hardaway. And that'll... Boston with the basketball. Tatum. It's Gortat with the rebound. Count the two for KP at the rim.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
To Cantor. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Rebound Jason Tatum. To To Marcus Smart from long range. Smart is tough. He loves those kinds of shots.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Jaylen Brown sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
4-3, and he buries it. Jay, the system produces once again.
When a rookie starts to believe that he not only can play, but more importantly, he belongs, nights like this become more and more common.
To Hardaway. No, I missed a short one there. Brown into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Great look and vision. And the finish at the rim.
And Ed, not every pass needs to be a home run pass or thread the needle. Sometimes an easy kick ahead or an easy shuffle pass can make the game simple. The more simplistic the game is, the more efficient you'll be as a unit.
He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
And hits the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. To Marcus Smart.
I got him. Trap. Got him.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Not going down here. Lee with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Right to Hardaway. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Right with it. Gonna run the offense. To Porzingis. Here comes the screen. Porzingis to Hardaway. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
To Marcus Smart. Cantor. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Free throws good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. To Porzingis. Oh, Courtney Lee looking good. 4 for 5.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
To Jaylen Brown. Screen coming. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Jaylen Brown at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 65% free throw shooter. Right to Porzingis. Jason Tatum with a piece. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Knocks down the first. And gets both to drop at the line. To Jaylen Brown. And a nice finish at the rim.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket. Long key from three-quarters court. It's a victory here for the Celtics as they win this one in very convincing fashion. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a present. So long, everyone.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.